Hi guys, it's Christina the Walking Mama, and today I have for you my favorite breastfeeding products. So, Katie, who has a puppy, was exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months of her life, and then we introduced solids and she continued to nurse well into the toddler years. We never had to supplement with formula, not that we are anti-formula in any way. I just want to make sure that it's known, formula can save lives. I am not anti-formula. This is just the products that have helped with our nursing journey along the way. Thank you. They've seen your puppy now. Thank you. So the first product that I have, and is actually one of the very first ones that I started using, was a nursing bra. And this was one that I got at Walmart, and I like that it doesn't have any underwire in it at all, but it does have a nice wide band underneath because I am a larger chested mom, so I need to have something very supportive, but I didn't want underwire in that would potentially hurt. And so if you haven't seen one before, a nursing bra just has a little clip up here by the strap and folds down. This one wasn't very expensive, which I like because I don't feel bad that I don't wear it anymore. I had probably half a dozen nursing bras in general. My favorites definitely were these because they didn't have the underwire and they had the nice wide straps that would keep the girls in place. I also liked because when I would open the bra, it had this top piece here, which most nursing bras don't have, and so I could actually use that piece to tuck a blanket in if I wanted to cover up a little bit more, or I could use it to help put my pump in using the hairband trick. If you want a video on the hairband trick for pumping, let me know in the comments down below and I'll make sure I do that for you. But I definitely recommend nursing bras. I don't recommend underwire until after you have regulated your milk supply, normally between the 8 to 12 weeks, just because you grow and change so much during that time. It could be very uncomfortable and you don't want to potentially give yourself mastitis or have clogged ducts because you have underwire digging into your skin. I would suggest have two towards the end of your pregnancy without underwire, and then wait to purchase any with underwire until after your milk supply has regulated completely, so that way you know what size you're actually going to be. My next favorite is nursing tank tops, and I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos on breastfeeding must-haves, and this isn't in many of them, and I have no idea why. So this is a nursing tank top. It's just a regular tank top, and it has the flap down for nursing access, and it has it on both sides, of course. I absolutely loved my nursing tank tops. I still wear them regularly when I sleep. I loved sleeping in nursing tank tops because I could have my nursing pads stay in place when I was sleeping because I did leak a lot. I would also wear this under a different shirt, so if I wanted to breastfeed in public, I could just have this on underneath and it would kind of cover my tummy, and then I would lift up the top shirt and be able to nurse a lot more discreetly. I absolutely loved my nursing tank tops. I've had at least 5. My favorites come from Walmart and Target because they're not really expensive. I cannot say enough good things about my nursing tank tops. If and when I have another baby, I know that I am going to get a handful of more nursing tank tops because this is the only one that has survived the 3.5 years since my daughter's birth. My next favorite is going to be a Nipple Cream. And this is the Lancino brand. This is just lanolin. There are lots of different types on the market. Lanolin, it pretty much is a sheep derivative. It's actually what makes wool waterproof. It is very natural, so you can actually apply it and then put baby directly to breast. You don't have to wipe it off in between, which I really like because I don't have time to remember to do that, and you haven't slept in weeks, so you're probably not going to remember to do it anyway. What this does is it helps reduce the chafing, blistering, cracking, tearing that can happen Now, if you have that consistently, I would recommend you speak to a lactation consultant because it shouldn't happen regularly, but even a proper latch can cause some chafing in the very beginning. So I liked really having a nipple cream on standby. As you can see, I haven't used a ton of this. I used it predominantly the first week or so of life, and then every time my daughter got a new tooth, her mouth was relearning how to nurse. So it took a little bit of getting used to for her mouth to know how to nurse now with the tooth out. My next favorite nursing supply is going to be a pump, and this is a manual pump. And I'm actually one of the few that I preferred my manual pump to my double electric pump. I did receive my double electric pump. It was a Medela brand from my insurance company for free, which I really liked when I was working a lot longer days. I now only work part-time, and so I was able to just use my manual pump, and I liked how little space it took up. I also like that I could leave a manual pump in my car or have it stashed away in my bag just in case, because you never want to leave your home without a way of expressing your milk, whether that be your baby or a pump. I had that happen one time where my husband was in a car accident, and since my mother was at my house, I just walked out the door. No baby, no pump. We were in the emergency room for 10 hours, and I ended up having to hand express into the sink because I was in so much pain because I was so full. After that, I always had a manual pump with me when I would leave without my daughter, just in case. My next favorite is going to be nursing pads. And these are 3 different types. These 2 are both reusable. This is a disposable one. The disposable one, this is the Lancino brand. It's the same brand as the Nipple Cream. I really like this type because it has stickies on both sides of it. So when I would open my bra to nurse, it would stay in place when I needed to put it back up so it wouldn't shift around. I predominantly used disposable ones when I was going to be out of the house for long durations because I had such an active milk supply and I leaked so much. I needed this when I would be at work for 9 or 10 hours because the washable ones would definitely be saturated and I didn't want to have to change them while I was at work. So I used these when I would go out for long durations, but I predominantly used washable ones. I really like this type. This is the organic cotton ones. I think I got these at Buy My Baby. These are super, super soft against very sensitive brand new nursing skin. I loved these so much in the beginning. I actually started using these towards the end of my pregnancy because my bra would rub up against me and it would hurt. So this would provide that little cushion between me and my bra from rubbing against me. I also love these as a doubler if I needed to. So if I was going to go to sleep and I didn't want to use a disposable one, I could put this up against me and then put a bigger one behind it. And with this one, this is an Alva brand. I'm not sure if you can see that. I really like this because it has PUL on the back, which is polyurethane laminate. It's actually the outside piece of what cloth diapers are made out of. So this is a water resistant area, and then on this side it's a much softer material. I was able to get away with just using these for a long duration, but if I knew I was going to be hours and hours and hours, I would always go with the disposable. I also like these. I actually still have some out in my dresser drawer because they provide a little bit of extra discretion if it's kind of chilly and you're in a bra that doesn't cover the girls. So this would help keep me from pointing at people. I probably have 24 or so individual washable ones. I would wash them with pretty much any type of laundry that I had. Most of the time it was with my laundry, but I've ended up washing them with my daughter's laundry, with my husband's laundry because it ended up in that batch. I washed them with towels. You don't need any special washing instructions for them. They wash just the same as anything else on the market. Then my last favorite is going to be a water bottle. Now, it doesn't have to be this particular one. This is actually one I got at the dollar store. I went through so much water as a nursing mom, which is good because if you are dehydrated, the first thing that will suffer is your milk supply. With having a water bottle, I was able to always have it within arm's reach. I would refill this multiple times a day. Every single time I sat down to nurse, I would get thirsty. I always had this with me so that I would never get dehydrated, because the first thing that suffers is your milk. For me, I have probably 6 or 8 different water bottles so that I didn't have to wash them all the time, because I was lazy because I just had a newborn. Life happens. I really like these types because they are a wide mouth, so it's easy to get a lot of water in very quickly. But if a straw works best for you, go with it, as long as you're staying really well hydrated. Now, that's it for all of my breastfeeding favorites. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I do plan on doing a breastfeeding non-essentials, things that I probably didn't really need to have in my life to make a breastfeeding a successful journey. If you want to make sure that you don't miss that one, please make sure you hit that red subscribe button and give me a big thumbs up so I'll know to keep making videos like this. Bye-bye.